Davante, I know we kind of asked you about it the last couple of weeks with kind of when you have lower targets in some games. Is there been any frustration that's come with that, or kind of just been working through it and keep pushing?
I mean, it's a work in progress. Obviously, we're going to continue to work through it. But I mean, I'm a human being, and I have extremely high standards for myself and this offense. So, to me, it's not just about, I'm sure people thinking like, well, they won the game, they won the Packers game. Why is there an issue? I mean, you see why it's an issue. Y'all should know who I am, know what I'm about at this point. So it's not about, when you're a player like me, mentally, my benchmark is not wins and losses, it's greatness. So when I go out there, I expect to be able to have that ability to put that on tape and have an influence on the game. And that's, like I say every week, that's my purpose for being here. I'm not here just to hang out and, like I said, come here to hang out with Derek and all of that stuff from last year. Came here to win and to do it the right way. So if it don't look like it's supposed to look, then I'm gonna be frustrated if I'm not a part of that plan, because as I have the opportunity to go and to change that and make it look like a much better picture out there. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm gonna be frustrated. If Jacoby goes out and have a monster game, or if the offense is scoring every 5 plays like our first drive on the Bills, then it is what it is. It's not about me, but I'm one of the bigger pieces, as to why this offense is gonna go. And if I'm not getting it, then that's obviously not according to plan. So we want to obviously keep working like we are to get that right.
Why are you not getting the targets you think you should be getting?
I mean, I'm not naive. At the end of the day, it's not easy throwing to somebody who gets the coverage that I get, and it's a lot of attention, a lot more than what I'm sure Jimmy, Derek, Boy, whoever we got out there, Aiden. It's a lot more complex picture, that they're looking at than the numbers that we study throughout the week, because you're going off of tendencies and what other teams do and how they play, other teams and things like that. And then when you play us, it's going to be different. So it's a lot of, things that have to go right, whether it's the play call that's being, put in at that particular moment. Not saying that the play calls are bad, but it's real critical each time of making sure you execute it the proper way. So if we can't adjust through our games, talk, me the quarterback or me and the head coach, or whatever the case may be, having the proper communication to make the picture right, well, then it's going to be a lot more difficult than it was 3 years ago on 3rd down for whoever else was out there with Derek. It's just the way that it is. So I'm aware of that, and I know that it's not easy, but I've done it, and I even did it last year, and we've had flashes, this year making it happen, but it just got to happen on a more consistent basis in order for us to be the offense that we want to be.
Davante, Josh put you in the group with Randy Moss, which is one of the greatest, and put you in, and he seems just as frustrated as you are, wanting more.
Yeah.
Is that not refreshing though, when your head coach is just as frustrated as you are? You guys are on the same page.
100%. It definitely makes you feel better. Other people see it the same way as you, but that don't fix it. So you still got to do something about it as a whole, not him. But as a whole, we still got to find a way to get it going. But obviously, it makes me feel a little better knowing that I'm not crazy. People are thinking the same way that I am.
Tay, how do you take that frustration and turn it around to make a message strong enough so that your offense understands and you're able to use it in a better way?
Well, it's not much. It's not really about them understanding. I think everybody has the same idea. It's not like, hey, we got to get Tay the ball. Like, we just figuring that out. It's just about executing the plan that we are obviously implementing throughout the week to make it happen. Whether it's the players executing better, or in certain situations just having putting us in the best position possible to make it work.
Davante, how much of that you think is just the temperament of a great receiver? You want the ball, even when you're winning, whatever, you want the ball.
I mean, I don't know many great ones that didn't demand to be a big part of what's going on. And like I said, it's not like I'm asking for something that they don't want to do. I'm not sitting here saying, I'm on a team where, these guys got me here and, I'm just wasting me intentionally. It's just a matter of making it happen. And like I said, I feel like I've said it like 3-4 times now, but that's really what it comes down to. It's like, it's the idea. It got to be the idea, but that's a prerequisite to make it happen. That's got to be the idea. Everybody's got to want to do it, but making it happen is the next part. But yeah, I guess to answer your question even more is, in order to be a great receiver, I think that needs to be a part of your mindset, a certain ego that needs to go along with it. something needs to be said about the fact that I can continue to talk while Keelan's back there breakdancing.
Great focus at the
He
receiver.
needed that. Now he's good.
So if you can focus while he's doing that, I mean, what can you do in a game?
I mean,
In
hey,
triple coverage.
I feel like I can lock in the games. If I can lock in during that little show, I'll be good.
What did you first learn about like the way that Max Crosby works, and that maybe you find somebody else that works the same way that you do on the field? What is that like to have a guy like that?
I mean, it's inspiring, man. I no matter if I'm older than him, more experienced or whatever, I look up to a guy like that. And I told him that just the other day. I was like, it don't necessarily mean I look up to you like like an idol, but I look up to the that's like I said, that's really inspiring to see somebody, especially that young. It's hard to think like Max is a young guy, but he's still really young. I mean, that's the type of dude, not to blow him up too much, but that's the type of dude that can play like God willing 20 years just because of what he puts into it, how he takes care of his body. I mean, he's going 1,000,000 miles an hour every week. I mean, y'all see the way that he plays. It's at this point, it's like you just shake your head when you're watching the tape. It's not like I'm like blown away. I don't come off like, oh my God. It's just like, how do you continue to do that? But it's just a certain amount of pride that goes into what he does, and it's the closest to, other than Aaron Rodgers, that I play with to my mentality as far as the way that I go out there every single time I take the field. That intention and the need to dominate is unbelievable when I watch him. So it's inspiring.
You guys all set? Okay,
Thanks a lot.
thank you.